What do you think is the biggest challenge you've had to overcome to get to where you are today?
Myself. My genuine I feel like I want to say hatred, but it's not hatred. It's so intense. That sounds so emo. But like genuine, like I just don't think I'm good enough to do it. Do you know what I mean? And I feel like once, if you're like, people can tell you you're good, you can get to bigger places. But if you don't believe it yourself, I think you're already lost.
And that's what most people lack.
Yeah, for sure. I think.
And again, like what we're saying, you can't fake that.
No.
It's not something you can choose to have. It's something you just kind of need to. But is it something that if you work hard, we're talking earlier on about like you doing vocal training 4 days a week for years. Is it something that through that hard work you eventually gain? Like, although you can't consciously have it, if you start to put those hours in, is it something that just you think comes naturally after that?
I think it's something that you have to actively decide that you want to do. You have to decide that you want to believe that you can do it. And then once you start trying, it gets a bit easier. Like I wouldn't say I'm fully there. I have doubts about myself every day. I ask my girlfriend every day, I'm like, I don't think I want to do music anymore. And she's like, fuck off. You're still doing music. I'm like, I'm just going to pack up my shit and move to Glasgow. And she's like, no, you're not. Like, so yeah, it's an ongoing battle. I think it's all to do with self-esteem and what you feel like you can put in the world and if it's good enough. Because realistically, there's a part of your brain that knows that there's billions of people that are doing the same thing that you are. And what makes you different enough to succeed? Do you know what I mean?
Luck and drive.
Right. And it's very hard to believe that like you have that package as well as that luck. So it can be very like it's a very wobbly subject. I think that's why a lot of creative people struggle mentally and struggle with like.
Also, I think it comes back to what we were saying about the high that you get from being on stage.
Yeah.
And then going back to, like for most people, everyday life, if that's all you know, you get used to it, you acclimatize to it and it's fine. If you're going up on stage playing fucking Hydro or whatever and then you go back to working in a coffee shop, that's tough.
Yeah. But I think people are now very aware of that. Like there's so much more, like in Ireland there's a thing called Creative Minds and it's basically like anonymous what's the word? I was gonna say psychotherapy, but that's not the word. Psychology therapists.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, that's the word. Therapists, like you can go online and you can chat to them. You can have like, I think it's like 9 sessions for free, which is amazing because like you have to mind yourself if you're creative because a lot of the time they do struggle. But I would say it's probably the same for a lot of people who are doing music, a lot of people who are doing acting or whatever creative things. It's themselves that stop them a lot of the time.